Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Tolka Park on this most special day in the history of Shelbourne Football Club and this famous old ground on Dublin's north side as well, as it celebrates 100 years as a venue for football. And everyone here is delighted this afternoon to welcome 𝗬𝗏𝗍 Michael D. Higgins. The presidential salute has just been paid, and the president and his party have taken their seats in the director's box in the main stand here at Tolka Park. Yes, this afternoon's game commemorating 100 years of this famous old ground, which had Drumcondra, who are part of this occasion today, of course, as the original owners, if you like. And then we had Home Farm for a long time, and for about 35 years or so now, Shelbourne Football Club have been the owners here at Tolka Park. And they, of course, are on the brink of something very, very special. Their first SSE 𝗧cie𝗹𝗸𝗆 League Premier Division title in 18 years. They won here last night, 2-1 against 𝗬𝗏𝗍 United, and that has them in pole position ahead of the final series of games next Friday night. And Shelbourne, of course, go to Derry City next Friday night. And well, it may not even come to that, of course. Shamrock Rovers are away to Dundalk tomorrow evening at Oriel Park. Kick-off there is at 5:45. Anything less than 3 points there will do for Shelbourne to be crowned champions. And their manager Damien Duff has just joined us a few minutes ago as well, making his way into the changing room. He'll be part of the Shelbourne side this afternoon, which does contain players who, of course, from that last title-winning side of 18 years ago, and players that go back a little bit further as well. You have Wes Hoolahan, of course, the former Republic of Ireland international, 43 times capped. He's back at Tolka Park, where it all started for him. 𝗖𝗲_𝗍𝗂𝗍, a man who scored in excess of 100 league goals in his career as well, is playing today. Tony Sheridan, who celebrated a big birthday during the week. OLLIE CAHILL, amongst others, all back this afternoon to be part of this very special occasion here at Tolka Park. It's a beautiful afternoon for a game of football on this bank holiday Saturday. Delighted you've joined us on the Shelbourne U channel to take a look back at some of the great memories over the last number of years, with all the league titles and cup winners, medals that are on the pitch in the red shirts this afternoon. I can tell you that Skinner will line out in goal for Shelbourne. You've got the likes of Thomas Morgan, 𝗲𝗏𝗁, of course, who had a great day with Shelbourne women last Sunday, winning the FAI Cup against Athlone Town at Tallaght Stadium. 𝗚LORCAN FITZGERALD, OLLIE CAHILL, Wes Hoolahan, Bisto Flood, Tony Sheridan, 𝗖𝗲_𝗍𝗂𝗍, and the wing wizard that is Mark Rutherford, all selected to start for the Shelbourne Legends this afternoon, who on the bench will have the likes indeed of Desi Baker, brother, of course, of Richie as well. The president is in place, a great football man, of course, Michael D. Higgins, always likely to pop up at a League of Ireland ground somewhere on a Friday evening, be it here at Dalyman Park, Richmond Park, or Tallaght Stadium. And in his presidency, he has been a wonderful player for a wonderful supporter indeed of League of Ireland football. Drumcondra, whose home pitch is just on the other side of the road from us here at Tolka Park, are making their way off the pitch at the moment to go into the changing room for some final words of wisdom from their management. A small but appreciative crowd here this afternoon. The game will be followed by a question and answer session in the Tolka Park bar with some of the legends who are playing in the game this afternoon, sharing their thoughts and their memories and their experiences at Tolka Park over the years as well. That certainly will be something to look forward to once the game is over. But back to the Premier Division title race. It's all down, as we say, to Oriel Park tomorrow evening. Dundalk versus Shamrock Rovers. What will be the mentality and the attitude of the Dundalk players to this particular game tomorrow? Shamrock Rovers, who only a couple of months ago looked anything but 5 in a row league champions, well, they do have a real opportunity of making serious history for them, but they must win tomorrow evening up in Dundalk. Of course, it's the second time in the space of 4 days they'll have been headed north, because they were up in Windsor Park in Belfast on Thursday in the Europa Conference League. That handy enough victory over Larne. Shelbourne, of course, have already seen European football here at Tolka Park this season for the first time since they won that league title back in 2006, and they will be back in Europe next year, of course. The only question is whether it'll be in the Champions League or the Europa Conference League. All that to be unveiled over the next couple of weeks. But great to see and meet some of the greats coming in here earlier on, those that have graced this pitch over the years, scored many great goals and been involved in many great battles as well as league titles and cups were won. And we look away to our right hand side, there's a mural at the 𝗣𝗍𝗍 end, the fitting end of the ground too, for Dave Rogers, who of course scored one of the most famous goals in this ground for Shelbourne 20 years ago last August in the Champions League against 𝗧𝗍𝗍𝗏. A packed to capacity Tolka Park really rocked that particular Wednesday evening, the roof almost lifting off the stand on the opposite side of the ground from where I stand here this afternoon as the ball flew into the top corner of the 𝗣𝗍𝗍𝗏 net to put Shelbourne into the next round of the Champions League that year, where of course they faced former semi-finalists 𝗍𝗵𝗍 La Coruña, enjoying it all at Lansdowne Road before succumbing to them in Spain. But that was the first serious attempt at a breakthrough for an Irish side in European football, since of course Shamrock Rovers twice and Dundalk as well have made the breakthrough in the newly formed Conference League, which is fantastic to see developed, and tremendous money-making opportunities as well, of course, even for picking up a point, 88,000, something like that. So it's great. So any second now, the two teams should be joining us on the pitch here at Tolka Park this afternoon. We've got an array of some photographers down there to welcome them onto the pitch as well. And in case you have just joined us, this is Shelbourne YouTube channel, live from Tolka Park this afternoon, the morning after the night before. And that 2-1 victory over Drogheda. We're here to celebrate 100 years of Tolka Park. And it's a fitting moment pre-match, I think, to remember all the people over the years who have battled hard to keep football here, particularly in the last couple of years, when it looked as if it might be slipping away, and the old ground would go the way of some other famous grounds in the city and country indeed over the last number of years, most notably of course Milltown, home of Shamrock Rovers, on the other side of the city. But thankfully that's not happening. Football is being preserved here, and Shelbourne will play here for many years to come. But there's a lot of people here who have had many great days and have been heavily involved in that campaign over the years. Now the teams are in the tunnel and they are ready to join us on the pitch here at Tolka Park. Substitutes making their way across, including a couple of members of the ladies' cup winning team from last week, of course. Congratulations to them on that superb victory over Athlone at Tallaght Stadium. The honour shared in the Women's League this year, Women's Football this year. Shels winning the cup, Athlone winning the league. And here come the two sides now out onto the pitch here at Tolka Park for this commemorative game. Love to know and count up how many league and cup winning medals are on that Shelbourne side this afternoon. Tony Sheridan there second in line, Stephen Geoghegan behind him, a man, as I said, with 100 goals plus in the League of Ireland to his career. Richie Baker, Ollie Cowell, ex-Cork City of course as well in his time. Stewie Byrne, now known for work in the media. Thomas Morgan there as well. Paul Skinner is your goalkeeper. And Drumcondra is a big afternoon for some of those players to be on the same pitch as some of the legends in the red shirts as well, who are just posing for their pre-match photograph. Jason Byrne coming out onto the pitch now as well, a man who was capped of course for the Republic of Ireland while playing here for Shelbourne, that under Brian Kerr way back when. Jason, another man with 100 league goals plus to his credit in his career. And Mark Rutherford on the edge of the penalty area there, just coming out now to join his group. And to see Declan Geoghegan there, not tugged out this afternoon, but an instrumental part of successes over the year. And Pat Byrne, the Shelbourne Legends manager this afternoon, the man who led Shelbourne to that first league title in many years in the early 90s. I wonder what Pat's thinking today too, actually. Of course, Shamrock Rovers 4-in-a-row legend himself, and both his former clubs battling for the League of Ireland title. Bobby Brown in there as well, a man who's seen many great moments at Tolka Park over the years too, part of the backroom staff, if you like, this afternoon here as well. And the extended group having that picture taken, that now completed, and will shortly be underway for this Legends game.
They're going again. One more. They're going again.
Some people still want more pictures on the far side, and one of the most popular people entering the ground a little while ago was 𝗬𝗏 𝗠𝗏, of course, 43 times capped Irish international, started his senior football career here at Tolka Park. The roadmap to professional football starting very well for him way back in the day before going to Blackpool and Norwich City, of course, as well, who he played for in the Premier League, and who will ever forget that famous goal for Ireland against Sweden. And Damien Duff, Damien Duff is out on the Tolka Park pitch. Standing ovation for the Shelbourne manager as he joins the group. On the left hand side of your picture there, a man who has revitalised this club and brought it back to the top of the tree in Irish football. Hopefully, from everyone's perspective here at Tolka Park, come next Saturday, they can be celebrating a league title. Might, as we say, even be doing it tomorrow. Damien won't be starting this afternoon's game, but he's going to take a place on a bench where he's been for the last 3 years as manager of this team. Tony Sheridan, a man who celebrated a big birthday this week, former Coventry City man, came back, scored one of the greatest goals I think I've seen in a cup final for Shelbourne. That was 96, wasn't it, against St Pat's at Lansdowne Road. Scored a similar goal, mind you, in the semi-final against Sligo, I recall, up on the showground. Stephen Geoghegan is there as well. Not many people saw Stephen Geoghegan's 100th league goal. Story behind that was, it was in Buckley Park in Kilkenny against Kilkenny City, a foggiest night. They managed to play the game, but the Shelbourne supporters were at the other end of the ground and couldn't see the goal. They're going to do an old-fashioned kick-off here with the two boys. Stephen, of course, who moved from Shamrock Rovers, having won the league. Leaving it now as Pearl Slattery is coming in there to shake the hand of the match official for this afternoon. And the Shelbourne Legends are going to play from left to right in this first half. Crowd still spilling into Tolka Park. As I say, don't forget, if you are watching this and you want to come down to Tolka Park later on, we have a question and answer session in the Tolka Park bar with some of the legends here over the years. A little bit late getting underway. Stephen Geoghegan to set us underway. Once the referee is satisfied that all the match people are off the pitch. Check of the watch. And Mark Rutherford makes his way onto the pitch. There's now Tony Sheridan for Shelbourne Legends to 𝗬𝗏 𝗁𝗏. Goes to 𝗬𝗏𝗍𝗏, acting as a left back this afternoon. Into 𝗬𝗏 𝗁𝗏. Man who had a spell with Northampton Town in England in his day. Back to 𝗬𝗏𝗍𝗏. Played for most of the Dublin clubs, Bohemians and St Patrick's Athletic as well. Oh, gives that ball away. Stewie straight in the middle. Wouldn't be too happy if he was standing in the commentary position now with an effort like that. That's going to run back to Skinner in the Shelbourne Legends goal. A bit casual towards Stewie. Back to Skinner. Clears his lines away to Bisto Flood on the far side. Now 𝗬𝗏 𝗁𝗏, the little magician in the midfield for Shelbourne. Lovely little touch from 𝗬𝗏 𝗁𝗏 towards Stephen Geoghegan, but he's robbed by Drumcondra. Coming forward now, right to left in the first half. Options here. That's a lovely little ball played in. Skinner's going to be called into service. It's gone out of play. But a lovely little ball there through. Stewie having a word with the referee, as he did continuously throughout his career. Hasn't had the greatest of starts in this game. Ball whipped out on his near side now to Thomas Morgan, former under-20 bronze medalist with the Republic of Ireland. 𝗬𝗏 𝗁𝗏. Tony Sheridan, a man who can play the most beautiful, decisive defence-splitting passes. Not quite on that occasion. Drumcondra have it back. Just a minute and a half gone in the opening half here at Tolka Park in this bonus YouTube broadcast on Shelbourne's page. Cahill, Morgan, Hoolahan, Sheridan. Again tries to play that ball through, but the yellow shirts back in numbers there. Tolka Park pitch, which saw its last Premier Division game played last night, of course. Morgan now once again. Hoolahan. Just edged out of it there, and Drumcondra have it back down the attacking left-hand side here now at Tolka Park. An early opportunity, got a decent ball into the penalty area here now. Cahill is back there to tidy it up for Shelbourne. Thomas Morgan. Hoolahan coming out from the central position, lays it off for Mark Rutherford. A chance to skip down the right-hand side here now for Mark Rutherford. Can he get a decent ball into the box? 𝗖𝗲𝗇 is on the edge of the penalty area. It's still Mark Rutherford. Shoots Mark Rutherford straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Well, God be with the days when Stephen 𝗖𝗲𝗇 will be racing into the penalty area to get in on the end of something like that. It's not on that particular occasion, and Drumcondra have it back again in the 3rd minute of the contest here. Now play, decision, Shelbourne throw. Morgan, 𝗖𝗲𝗇, Hoolahan. Cahill in the middle, on the ball now. Flood down the left-hand side, has it on the edge of the penalty area. There's a lovely little ball playing towards Wes Hoolahan. Flicks it back for OLLIE Cahill! And Shelbourne Legends have taken the lead. OLLIE Cahill, lovely little finish. Great piece of football by the Legends. The fans are on their feet, they appreciate that. Lovely strike from OLLIE Cahill. And Shelbourne lead by 1-0 with 3.5 minutes played at Tolka Park. Beautiful piece of football. Darren Cleary appreciated that. It's like throwing the clock back to the old days, wasn't it? Seeing OLLIE Cahill come in on the end of a ball like that and finish it. So Shelbourne Legends lead by 1-0. A chance for Drums now to come down the attacking right-hand side. Hoolahan tries to win it back for Shelbourne. 𝗬𝗍𝗍𝗍 was there as well. Be careful that run down the right-hand side. Stay on. It breaks. Flood is there. Hoolahan. Sheridan. Hoolahan looking for it back. 𝗖𝗲𝗇 is ahead of him. Sheridan plays it through for Wes Hoolahan. Good covering by the Drums defender. Knock it back to the goalkeeper as well. Mark Rutherford. Sheridan joined us here in LOI TV a couple of times this season for co-coms. As indeed it's 𝗬𝗍𝗍 at left back for Shels this afternoon, but Drums are on the attack again. That ball was meant through, but it's cut out. And the Reds have it back again with OLLIE Cahill. 𝗬𝗍𝗍𝗍. Hoolahan ahead of him. Takes it up now, the former Irish international. Comes back square in towards Morgan. 𝗬𝗍𝗍𝗍 once again. OLLIE Cahill done great work for a long number of years with the PFAI, of course. Darren Cleary joins us in the commentary position. I was wondering when I was going to get some help.
Hello Declan, how are you?
Very good, Darren, how are you, sir?
Glad to be here.
Good after last night, I'd say.
A bit too good after last night, Declan.
We'll get to hearing a lot more from Darren later, but let's see what Wes Hoolahan can do here. The little magician loses out to the bigger, physically more imposing Drumcondra player, but it comes back to OLLIE Cahill. Now back to 𝗬𝗍𝗍𝗍 on the far side. Shels building down the attacking left-hand side, leading thanks to OLLIE Cahill's goal inside 4 minutes here at Tolka Park.
Bisto Flood rolling back the years to LORCAN Fitz. It's a Galacticos of the Shels out there at the moment, Deck. Brilliant to see so many legends here. Yeah, so many of them honouring the club by returning here this afternoon. And a great bond as well between themselves and Damien Duff when he eventually joined on the pitch. Does he find himself for that? I mean, you know, probably not today. I did say to Damien and Luke as they arrived, that'll be a fine, but whether or not that'll be enforceable remains to be seen.
You can pay it out of the league winning money when you get it. We hope. As we've been saying in the broadcast earlier on, maybe as early as about 6:30, 7:15 tomorrow evening. Who knows what might happen in Oriel Park.
It's fitting on this Saturday that there's so many league winners gracing the pitch today. People who can talk to the likes of Sean Gannon, who's in the stands, who's won it and done it all. The likes of John Martin, who maybe might need that little extra lift, that little bit of guidance.
Yeah, no better man than Wes Hoolahan to do it. Thomas Morgan as well. different colour boots on Thomas Morgan. Would you expect that, wouldn't you? Anyway, it comes back to Stuart Byrne. Stephen Geoghegan, 20 years ago, made that, it was 30 years ago indeed, made that, what would you say, interesting move from Shamrock Rovers to Shelbourne, a protracted saga that was over the years, in the glory days of the League of Ireland, when there was real fizzle off the pitch between the clubs. That's a lovely ball played through for Mark Rutherford. Hoolahan is out on the right hand side. Rutherford having the jersey tested and the breaks back on the drum side. Can they turn defence into attack here? Trying to play that ball through the middle, doesn't work. Sheridan takes it up now. Out on the left hand side again to Flood. Sheridan. Morgan. Yeah, Darren, a good statsman, will be able to tell us, I'm sure, how many league medals there might actually be on that pitch at the moment for the Shelbourne Legends. Thomas Morgan now in possession.
I tried to count deck, but I ran out of fingers.
Ollie Cahill, he has a couple. Wes Hoolahan now, former PFAI Young Player of the Year, and a great advert for coming from non-league football into league football, earning your spurs and then getting the big move, of course, which he did, taking him all the way to the top, and a good career in the Premier League in England and an international career. Of course, the great conundrum is he never played more football. Might talk to him a little bit about that later on, perhaps, in our Q&A session. Morgan now to Tony Sheridan. Morgan once again. Hoolahan rather. Ollie Cahill, the goal scorer. Wide right to Mark Rutherford. Hoolahan let it run nicely onto the left foot, gets the ball into the danger area, but the goalkeeper is there. So 8.5 minutes, nearly 9 minutes gone. Shelbourne leading by a goal to nil. And here's Stuart Byrne sending them on the attack again now to Flood out wide on the left hand side. Byrne is the support option behind him. Lets it run onto his right foot in towards Sheridan. Now that attack is broken up again.
A brilliant turnout here, Deck.
Yes.
Guts of 1,000 people in the main stand, more behind the Drumcondra end. Fantastic to see such support in the 100th year of Tolka Park. An Michael D. Higgins here.
Yes, fantastic, as I said earlier on, to see the president here this afternoon honouring the club and honouring the ground as well. Iconic ground that it is. Now here's Mark Rutherford. Has many iconic moments on this ground. Tries to get it out. Geoghegan is with him, Stephen that is. Declan is here this afternoon but not togging out. Hoolahan, little bit of trickery by the little magician, but he loses out on that occasion. Morgan is trying to win it back for Shelbourne, and he has.
Morgan has a goal
himself. Oh, the confidence of Thomas Morgan, he's never lost it, has he? Since he made that fantastic breakthrough with Brian Kerr's under-20s all those years ago in the World Cup. I remember those days, yeah, the glory days of Irish football. Here come Drums now again, trailing by a goal to nil. Just over 10 minutes gone. Well, it's been a free-flowing contest here, you'd have to say. Enjoyable enough too, spectacle. The Legends really doing their best to entertain. Back to Skinner in the Shels goal. Rutherford is out right-hand side. There he goes for that option. No, goes for the long ball. Looking
Skinner
to pick out
finds
Hoolahan.
Wesley.
Here's Wes now. Wes trying his look, a la David Beckham from distance, but way off target. Where the shot though, where to go?
How good is it to see possibly the most technically gifted red we've ever seen back on the pitch? I could be talking about Hoolahan, I could be talking about Sheridan, I could be talking about any amount of players on there. There are some fabulous talent on display.
Well, he did score, Darren, one of his best ever goals against a team in yellow and blue. That was Sweden in the European Championships in 2016. Morgan cuts that one out. The Hail Mary towards Sheridan doesn't reach him. Two Drums players are there. Ollie Cahill tries to win it back for Shelbourne Legends now. Tried to pick out Tony Sheridan. Damien Duff having a chat with somebody on the far side over there in the dugout. Don't know what that's about. But play continues.
The embarrassment of riches. Bobby Brown has it at his disposal, and Pat Byrne. You've got players like Jason Byrne, Richie Baker, Luke Byrne, Damien Duff, Joey O'Brien.
Yeah.
Philly Gorman.
There's over 104 caps between those two.
It would be remiss when I was listing out the list of technically gifted players to represent the Reds. She's not on the pitch at the moment, but Noelle Murray is right up in that shake-up. Our most prolific goal scorer.
And what a day it was for the club last Sunday in Tallaght Stadium to win the FEI Women's Cup in the style that they did as well. So well done to everybody connected with that particular team. Great success, and they were fated here last night in the course of the home victory over Drogheda United, managed of course by a former Shels player himself in Kevin Doherty.
It was a very moving moment. I spoke to Pearl Slattery afterwards. That reaction, that reception. We may not have this day if it was not for that Shelbourne women's team. They put their head above the parapet. They fought to save Tolka Park when it was in a very, very precarious position, when perhaps it was politically unsafe to do so. They always gave their all to protect this ground, and without that team, without those players, this occasion and this ground could be consigned to the history books.
So many people here today, Darren, not here today, we'd love to have here today to help us celebrate this particular milestone. One of them, of course, is the great late OLLIE BYRNE. You know, you think of OLLIE and so many other people over the course of the years who contributed to the success of Shelbourne Football Club on this very ground. And many, many more years to come as well. At least it's been saved for football, unlike some iconic grounds that have been lost in the city and the country over the years. More about that as the evening goes on. At the moment, we're here to celebrate the football on the pitch, and one of them is Tony Sheridan, one of the greatest players of the last 30 years or so to pull on a Shels shirt. To Thomas Morgan now, acting as right back, where you'd normally expect to see Sean Gannon in the Premier Division men's team. Lurking, Gannon, or Morgan.
He's done a good impression of Sean Gannon marauding up that wing. And
there's a bit of a difference. Just a little bit of a difference. Sheridan can still ping a ball. Stephen Geoghegan comes showing it for it. Gets it back to Sheridan now once again. The two men who combined so brilliantly in that cup final win of 97 in Dalymount Park against St. Patrick's Athletic. Flood. Or Fitzgerald, rather.
Bobby Brown pacing his technical area. Yeah. Consulting with his physiotherapist Donald Mulhern. Perhaps we might see a change. He's speaking to Pat Byrne. He's looking at his options.
Wes Hoolahan now down the right hand side for Shelbourne. Well worth coming to see this afternoon. Mark Rutherford. FITZGERALD. And is that Damien Duff I see? Has he come onto the pitch?
Damien Duff has made his introduction.
He's wearing number 11, just sauntered on. Love it. Damien Duff in a red shirt, fantastic.
He spoke yesterday of his immense pride and love for Tolka Park, playing here with Brian Kerr, Ireland underage teams. He said it'd be even prouder when he puts on that red shirt, and you'd believe every word of it. He's a man who has embodied the Shels spirit and completely bought into it.
Yeah, would have been, of course, a teammate of Thomas Morgan in that aforementioned team of the under-20s all those years ago in Malaysia, alongside the likes of Colin Hawkins, of course, who had a good spell here in his day too. 𝗬𝗍𝗸𝗆 is the man Damien Duff has replaced. And he comes down the right hand side now, the man with 11 on his back, that legendary number that he had in so many shirts over the years. Chance for Shiano, cut out there and more.
Well defended. And when you're speaking of icons of the noughties, it'd be remiss not to mention the one who just called the sneaky substitute. What a
here
ball.
We go to Mark Rutherford from West Hoolan, right hand side. Good covering by the Drums defender. Lovely little ball, a typical slide rule pass from Wes into the path there of Mark Rutherford. Good covering by the Drums defender to put it out for a corner kick.
I was going to mention before that beautiful piece of play, Niall Fitzmaurice, the man on the PA, the voice of Tolka Park, an icon of Tolka Park.
Yeah, good old Niall. Paul O'Rourke, the rest of the crew here. Geoghegan. Wes Hoolan on the right hand side, still Wes Hoolan. The ball is nicked away from him just at the last moment. The Drums still inside their own half. Ollie Cahill there, who looks as if he could still do a job on a football pitch. The man from Tipperary.
The movement as well, you have to admire. Someone else we have to mention, Lorcan Fitzgerald, the man who captained this club back to promotion. A special night, Drogheda 2019. He's doing the Dublin Marathon deck.
Oh my God.
But he wanted to be involved in this occasion so much. He's asked Bobby Brown to take him off after 15 minutes. We've hit 16 and Lorcan does not look like he's any interest in leaving.
Should take him off after 26. Lovely ball played across, looking for Flood coming in, and the defender got there first and has put it out for a corner on the opposite side. Real good value this afternoon for an exhibition game, I have to say. And those of us that have been fortunate over the years to come here when it was a winter season in football, a lot of these guys wouldn't have played summer football, and spend many a cold Friday night at Tolka Park watching them play. It's great to see them back. GEOGHEGAN goes down. Referee saw nothing wrong with that. It might take Stephen a bit of time to get up. Damien Duff having a word with the referee. Play continues. The Drums have it here now. Can they get the ball out wide on this left-hand side?
The referee has given Damien Duff a clothesline, so naturally that will be a fine for Shelbourne. A big thanks to Darren Cleary for being involved in this occasion. The game needs referees. Darren is a gentleman, giving up his time like everyone else today, completely voluntarily, to be here.
Drums come down the right again. Nutmegs Hoolan, that's a moment he won't forget. And Wes won't forget it either. He has a little tumble to celebrate. The day I nutmegged Wes Hoolan in Tolka Park.
I'd write a book about that deck if it was me.
Ollie Cahill there now, the goal is going to play. I was in Scotland actually when Wes made his debut with the under-21s way back in the day. And that was the night before Brian Kerr's first game in charge of Ireland, which was against Scotland in Hampden Park. Drums now on the attack again, a shot coming in. Deflected back out, and Sheridan has it now. Cahill as a right back. Infield to Morgan. He's been everywhere this afternoon, Thomas Morgan. Right back, he's been in the centre, he's in midfield. And here's Hoolan, who's another man who's known to get around the pitch as well. Loses out on that particular occasion. Might set himself up for a shot here, the Drums man. Oh, he can't nutmeg the Duffer. Defending. He can't nutmeg the Duffer. He tried, but he couldn't. Runs down to Hoolan again on the far side. A man who Doncaster City, would you believe, made one appearance this season. Still involved in football. Ball is played towards Flood, but the goalkeeper's going to get there first. 19 minutes gone. Shelbourne leading by 1-0. Ollie Cahill with the goal.
When you mentioned still looking match fit, Anto Flood is a man who looks like he'd do a job in a Premier team.
Yeah. Do you know who he reminds me of? I'll tell you in a minute. Thomas Morgan now on this right-hand side. Cahill going to show for him. GEOGHEGAN is there as well. GEOGHEGAN back to Morgan. Infield to Cahill. Wes looks for it on the edge of the box and gets it. Goes on the right side, goes on the left side. Rutherford still Mark Rutherford. Can he get the shot in? Mark Rutherford has put it into the back of the net. It's 2-0. Mark Rutherford with the goal, with the role of Wes Hoolan, and it can't be underestimated either. Brilliant stuff by the Reds. Confirmation from Noel that it was Mark Rutherford who's enjoyed that goal on his return to Tolka Park. 2-0 Shelbourne now. Lovely piece of football by the home side. Yeah, I was talking there about 𝗍𝗿𝗠 Flood and who he reminded me of. You'd have to say there's a lot of Sean Boyd about him. A man who is finishing the season so brilliantly for Shelbourne, scoring goals and doing what he does best in a red shirt. And he did it last night again against Strada. Misses out on Hoolan. GEOGHEGAN. Hoolan there again. Impish, you'd call him. Out of play. Decision. Throw Drums, I think. Yeah. 20 minutes gone. 2-0.
It was beautiful as well in the early part of the afternoon, just to see the affection and affinity these players have for each other in Tolka Park. For some of them it's been months, some of them it's been years since they've been back. They look so happy to be here.
And all embraced Damien Duff on the way in as well. Just before kick-off, as if to say, you can do it, son. You can join us in being a legend. Well, he's already a legend, of course, but a real Shelbourne legend in winning a league title, emulating Pat Fenlon, the last Shelbourne manager to win a league title. Hoolan plays a lovely ball across to the Duffer. Flicked it in field towards Flood, didn't quite come off. Cahill now. Morgan. GEOGHEGAN. Stephen. No, misses out that one. Cahill is in there biting, trying to win it back. Drums have a good opportunity here now. There's a couple of players over on this left-hand side, and that's exactly where it goes. That's a lovely ball played into the centre. Can they get one back from this particular attack?
Oh, no, wonderful defending. Lorcan Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
The marathon man. Is there anything he can't do? Obviously not. A league winner, an icon.
I don't usually watch the marathon, I have to admit, because where I live, I'm penned in by it.
What's a ball from Damien Duff to Tony Sheridan? Yeah. No look, 40-yard ping.
I'll be looking out at that marathon for Lorcan tomorrow. This now is Rutherford, the second goal scorer for Shelbourne. Needs a little bit of help here, or does he? Ball into the area. It's cleared only as far as Wes Hoolan. The shot! Oh, brilliantly tipped over by the goalkeeper. Oh, talk about class. What an opportunity. What a piece of skill by the little magician.
The magician from Portland Row. He looks every bit the Wes Hoolahan who lit up the league in his early 20s.
Lit up football all the way through. Still thinking that goal against the Swedes. Pinged it in. Was it in the Stade de France? I think it might have been. But he absolutely pinged it in. And the celebration, which was like the guy who had scored for Italy in the 82 World Cup final. 𝗖𝗲𝗍, I think it might have been. And yeah, great days for Wes. Only 43 caps, but that's a story for another day. This is now FITZGERALD in towards Tony Sheridan. The Duffer is there in support. Goes to Hoolahan instead. 143 caps plus between him and Hoolahan. In the green shirt of the Republic of Ireland. Hoolahan tries to flick it back.
He's got his nutmeg back. 1-1 on the nutmeg counters.
He's not doing any somersaults. He's tracking back now as if it was a championship game here at Tolka Park. Plays it infield for Drumcondra. Comes across. Morgan is there to try and win it back. Misses out on him. Drums maintaining possession at the midway point of the opening half. Shelburne leading by 2-0. OLLIE CAHILL and Mark Rutherford with the goals for the home side against Drumcondra. Legends of Drumcondra, original owners of course of Tolka Park. Home Farm followed them in. Was it, I think about 1989 I was saying earlier on, Darren, the Shels took control of the ground.
That's right, Deck.
Sheridan. Hoolahan, lovely piece of football. Here they go again. This is flooding out on the left-hand side. Can he cap the afternoon? Keeper gets the block and Morgan falls over at the penalty area.
Geoghegan, that's a foul on Stephen Geoghegan.
Geoghegan, sorry, yeah.
That is a foul on Stephen Geoghegan. It's night follows day. That's very clear. Geoghegan's bundled over by a ghost.
In the old days now, he'd be right on top of the referee, chasing them down.
The ghost of Tolka Park.
Comes in towards Skinner, and he claims it. The ghost of Tolka Park, yeah.
Skinner to Duff.
Pat Byrne. I do wonder what's going through Pat Byrne's head at the moment. Obviously he won the league title as a manager here at Shelburne after so many years, which is fantastic back in the day, himself and Jim McLaughlin. But he's a Shamrock Rovers man, and you know, as we know, are the rivals of Shels for the title this season. So if Pat is joining us later, he might give us his insight onto how he thinks things might shape up.
And if he says the wrong thing, he'll be ejected from Tolka Park unceremoniously. Sorry, Pat.
I think he's a good politician, Pat. You know, he'll give you the right answer, or the answer that he wants to give you. Cahill to try and win it back for Shelburne to Mark Rutherford, Damien Duff. Many an underage international played here in the green shirt over the years for him. To Morgan, Hoolahan, 𝗍𝗿𝗍 out wide left, won't reach him because he tried to link it into Stephen Geoghegan, that didn't quite come off. And Drums now going down the attacking right, playing a good ball into the central area. Again, Lorcan is there. Effortlessly, it looks like from here, breaking up that particular attack, and a lovely ball by Rutherford played through to FITZGERALD out on the left-hand side now as well as Hoolahan. Good covering to hold him up, but he still has the ball on the edge of the penalty area. Hoolahan's ball across for FITZGERALD, just a little too much weight on that, and it runs out for a goal kick. 20 minutes to go to half-time, 2-0 Shels. Yes, Darren, for those supporters who may be looking at going to Derry next week, I assume that there'll be coaches and stuff going from Tolka Park next Friday to the Ryan McBride Brandywell Stadium. We need to get that crowd maximised up there.
There certainly will, Declan.
Flag is up for offside against the Drums man there. It might end up in the back of the net, which it does, but it's not going to count.
There's some action on that Shels bench. We may see some movement.
Yeah, and we celebrate the centenary, of course, of Tolka Park just a few months after the passing of the late, great Jim McLaughlin, who played his part here in that title-winning season alongside Pat Byrne way back when. And Shelburne coming forward now, once again, towards Sheridan, Morgan. Plenty of options out the left. Duff, Hoolahan in the centre, takes it up, lets it go through to Damien Duff. The run is by Flood down the left hand. It's a lovely little ball played by Duffer. Doesn't quite come off for him on that particular occasion.
But the
footballing brain is still there, you know, to be able to make those passes. Hoolahan has it back now once again. Left hand side of the penalty area. What's the decision here? Corner, I would say, yeah. Morgan holding back. OLLIE CAHILL holding back. Lorcan, Fitzgerald, every other Shelbourne player, bar two of them in around the penalty area. Duff has it now. In comes the cross, sliced away, coming for Fitzgerald! Whoa. Screamer from Lorcan. That would have capped the afternoon off for him, wouldn't it? Probably would have taken him off how he scored that.
Believe they call them thunder bastards.
With apologies to all listeners of sensitive ears. Great strike, though. Great strike. And I'm sure 𝗬𝗏 here and Michael D. Higgins and his party are enjoying their afternoon in Tolka Park on the far side in the main stand. They arrived there about 1:30 or so this afternoon and took their places, and they've been entertained by the quality of football that they've seen in the opening 28 minutes here at Tolka Park. Drums now trying to come forward and get a goal back before the clock reaches the half-hour mark here. Danger ball across the area, batted away. Rutherford might get there for Shels, not quite. Breaks back in the Drum side. Edge of the penalty area, shot coming in, blocked. Morgan has it now. Here comes Sheridan. He's got Hoolahan out on the right hand side. Sheridan coming crossing the halfway line. Still Tony Sheridan. Ahead of him is Stephen Geoghegan. Outright is Hoolahan. That's where it's gone. The flag is up against West Hoolahan.
Some Hollywood boos there, Declan.
Are we going to have half a dozen substitutions here at the one time? Holy moly. Jason Byrne is getting ready. We know it's Jason. He's got no number and he's back for a start. Richie Baker is over there too. A man who scored a famous goal for Shelbourne in Skopje, Macedonia, the year after Shelbourne won the double in the Champions League.
You'd have to say, Declan, it's very, very comfortable here for this Shelbourne 11.
Yeah, they're enjoying themselves, aren't they? They really are enjoying themselves, putting on a fine exhibition for the 1,000 or so plus who have come in here this afternoon to Tolka Park on this bank holiday Saturday. Shot comes in. Danger here. Shels can get it away with CAHILL.
Pearl Slattery, yes, she has done so many times this season. The calmest person in Tolka, clears the incredible danger with complete ease.
Here's Hoolahan dancing his way again. This is Stephen Geoghegan. Comes all the way. Well, it was meant either for Hoolahan or Hill. He might still get on the end of this.
He's not giving up as
No, he's not. On the right hand side of the penalty area. Still West Hoolahan. Trickery from Hoolahan. Good save by the goalkeeper. No red shirt in around the 6-yard box to take advantage of that. And Drums can clear their lines. Yeah, of course, he had a very successful night here recently with former double-winning manager Darren McAllister on the launch of his new book. Haven't got my hands on it just yet, but looking forward to getting a copy of it before Christmas and getting stuck into it. Darren with so many stories. Great, great character, and as I said, double-winning manager with Shelbourne here in the year 2000. One of his prodigies, Pat Fenlon, was to go on and lead the club to their last league title 18 years ago. Hoolahan. Chance here for Wes Hoolahan. This will cap it all off, wouldn't it? Gets it to Stephen Geoghegan. Stephen Geoghegan. Oh, still Geoghegan.
That is a penalty.
Penalty. It had to be a penalty for handball.
Well, in this league, you never know, Deck, if they'll give it or not. I joke. Thank you to Darren Cleary for coming down to be our referee.
Yeah. Stephen Geoghegan. He's going to take it himself. Yeah. Scored a few in his time. And the photographers rushed behind the goal to capture this moment. You'd swear this was the World Cup final.
It's more important, Deck.
This for a 3-0 lead. Stephen Geoghegan, right-footed. Effortless by Stephen Geoghegan.
It's such a joy to see Stephen Geoghegan sauntering around Crow Park and rattling the onion set.
Yeah, this is Tolka Park though. Crow Park's over there.
The late night last night.
Late night last night, that's a no. Oh, here now, come on lads. This substitution lark. Never heard of Christmas getting these substitutions made. Wish it was half time. And we're changing the teams, are we?
Yeah,
we're changing
unorthodox play here for Bobby Brown, who's taken off his entire starting 11.
Yeah. Some of these guys have ran themselves into the crowd in half an hour. Probably haven't seen that much football in such a long time.
I spare a thought for Niall Fitz in the PA box, who's just announced this as there's a load of people coming off in red and a load of people coming on in red.
Shels CEO David McAllister doing there. The standards about to drop.
For those of you at home who can't hear Niall's own commentary, Niall has said that I can see former Shels CEO Dave O'Connor coming on.
And the standard is going to drop. Richie Baker is on. That's one confirmation. Joey O'Brien is on, I can tell you. Who else is on there? David McAllister, is it? Oh my God.
You can't say that, Niall.
Just did. It's just as well we don't have any more league games here at Tolka Park, because you won't need a stadium announcer for next season.
I think Niall will somehow find a way to play me on not knowing all the numbers, because well, we had a team sheet deck.
Oh, it was a very good team sheet, Darren.
The players just sat where they wanted in the dressing room.
It was the most. Oh, here I've got a list here.
I sent you a list. I let the people at home in on a little secret. I walked into the dressing room to find Tony Sheridan at the whiteboard, scrubbing out, not happy with his number, and then tinkering with everyone else's.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's how.
It was the most unorthodox team sheet I've ever seen in 30 years in this business.
Shero has caused chaos to get that famed number 9. There was a hell of a fight for it.
And he lasted half an hour. Right, so it looks as if we're starting with a whole new team here. Shelbourne lead by 3-0. Officially 33 minutes gone on the watch. Bobby Brown having a word with the referee. Hasn't done that before, has he?
Or he.
Right, so Noelle Murray is on for Shels on the ball now, wearing 12. It's good to see Noelle out on the pitch.
We were speaking earlier about players of immense technical quality. Noelle Murray has been a joy to watch for her entire spell at Shels. A genuine bona fide icon, a finisher, technical. She could do stuff with the ball at her feet that players can only see in YouTube clips. Compilation, stuff of dreams. What a player.
Who's number 6 for Shels, Darren? The lady here in front of us?
That's Rachel Graham.
Rachel Graham, yeah. She has Mark Rutherford's number.
That will show you the chaos of what happened.
Well, Jason Byrne is on anyway. That's one thing.
The Baker brothers.
Was it twice capped Irish international he was back in the day? The Baker brothers are on. Desi, Richie. Desi wearing 16 on this near side. And Richie, of course, who has done some work with us in LOI TV in the past here, including a cup game against Galway earlier in the season that went all the way to penalty kicks before the Reds came through that particular evening. Well, it's hard to believe it's a bank holiday weekend in the month of October. The Christmas ads are on the radio and the shops are full. And still so many have come here this afternoon to be royally entertained on this special day in the history of Tolka Park as a football ground. 45 minutes are officially up. The referee has had a look at the watch. Well, a lot of the rules are just out the window today, aren't they, really? It's just about fun and having a good time.
Immense credit must go to Uachtaráin Éireann Michael D. Higgins, who is giving his time up to be here today, an immense supporter of the League of Ireland and Irish football.
Absolutely. Niall on the PA announcing the president is here, and he gets a tremendous round of applause from the fans. Like them, he is one of us in terms of football. Always likely to show up here, or Dalymount, or Richmond Park, Tallaght Stadium, anywhere where there's a game of ball on a Friday night. I believe he makes the call relatively late where he decides to go. It's great to see him attending League of Ireland games and being here this afternoon as well.
Well, we're honoured and pleased to have him here with us.
Adds to the specialness of the occasion.
What I do find a bit strange, Dick, is that they've changed ends midway through the half.
Yeah, like I say, the rules are out the window, aren't they? Richie Baker.
That's Desi.
That's Desi, pardon me, yes.
Richie's on the other wing.
Richie's on the other side. Remember yourself. Desi's 16.
That's Shawnee Byrne.
Shawnee Byrne.
Tries
it to Richie. That's definitely Richie. Byrne.
Jason.
Low shot. Yeah, Jason, of course. There was another Byrne. Stewie, he was taken off after a few minutes.
If you're that drum side and you see Jason Byrne and Noel Murray coming forward at you, you're probably absolutely terrified. What finishers, what goal scorers.
I don't know what the rules are in terms of the timekeeping here this afternoon, but we did have that 11 changes or thereabouts made a few minutes ago, so maybe he's adding on the time for that, but would have thought that some of these people would just appreciate the half-time whistle coming and getting off for a few oranges or whatever it is these guys have these days.
It's Bobby's world, Dick. We're just living in it.
We're just living in it. It's in your head now, you know.
Now it's
in your head. I don't think that Dolores O'Riordan could have envisaged that song would be so iconic in the sporting world and in the history of Shelbourne Football Club this season, of course, as well.
The Shelbourne anthem.
Absolutely sung in full gusto and full voice here last night after the 2-1 victory over 𝗏𝗏𝗏 United, which has them on the brink of that first title in 18 years, Premier Division title in 18 years. And for a club that only a few years ago was attracting maybe only 300 people here on a Friday night, to be where they are now is absolutely immense. Risen from the ashes in true tremendous Shelbourne spirit. Richie Baker on the right hand side for Shelbourne. Ahead of him is Joey O'Brien, the assistant manager here, Damien Duff. Baker goes, misses out on the brother 𝗍𝗍 in the advanced position. Back to the goalkeeper again, the referee just having a little look at the watch again. Officially 48.5 minutes played, 3-0 for the Shelbourne Legends. Richie Baker. Jason Byrne in the central midfield area. Goes for the return ball. Gets it. Maybe come down the left hand side perhaps. This is 𝗍𝗍 Baker now. This is out Jason Byrne. Drums have it back once again. Well intercepted and cleared. Put on this near side. Richie Baker. 𝗍𝗍 Baker away in that far side. It's going to run through to the goalkeeper. I don't know what he's doing in terms of the time. It's almost 5 minutes extra now played in the first half. Jason Byrne just having a word and blow it up, ref, will you? Or are we playing through? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Nothing new there. It's just
I'm as confused as you are, Dick. I would have expected a half-time break, but then again, the referee, as a good referee would, will account for the stoppages and the 67 minutes it took to make those changes.
Yeah, the old adage, isn't it? It's at the discretion of the referee. Drums now, can they get one back before half-time? If there is a half-time. We don't know if there is or not. It's that type of afternoon. Corner to Drums. What a week of, what a day of anticipation tomorrow is going to be, isn't it, before Oriel Park. And just thinking something there, that plastic pitches will decide most likely the destination of this year's league title. If it's not tomorrow at Oriel Park, most likely I say, next Friday night at the Ryan McBride Brandywell Stadium. And the Shamrock Rovers at home to Waterford will be waiting as well to see what might happen there. But Darren, you in your official role as media officer of Shelbourne Football Club, it has been a real roller coaster of emotion in this particular season. To be so close to the finishing line now must be really, really special.
It's immense pride, Declan, I think is the best way to describe it. It's to see the club where it's come from, a very, very difficult time off the pitch. It was hard to see if there would be a Shelbourne some years. Some months look bleaker than others. Rotting away in the first division, you'd fear these days would never come again. To have a team winning an FAI Cup and in a title race, to have another team one win away from a league title, the first in 18 years, it's just a remarkable, remarkable place to be. And Credit to everyone involved on the pitch, off the pitch, the playing staff, the coaching staff, the volunteers. It's been an immense turnaround at the fortunes of the football club.
Had European football back here, of course, this season for the first time in 18 years, and you know you're going to have it back again next season, hopefully, from the Shelbourne perspective in the Champions League, which is great to see as well. But Shels coming forward here now again with Richie Baker down that right hand side. Has he still got the touch? Gets to the end line. Can he get the cross in? No, I don't think so. Goal kick, is it? Now 52.5 minutes played. I think we could be just going straight through here. Oh, I do like my cup of coffee at half time. Not going to get it today, the way it looks of it. Ooh, shot coming in. Drum still have it on the left hand side. And he comes. Goalkeeper well behind it though. Now here goes to Desi Baker down the right hand side. Jason Byrne is coming through the middle for him. Still Desi. Jason pulls away to the right hand side to create a little bit of space. There's a lovely ball played inside as well, and a flag offside is the verdict there on that particular occasion. Shels building it on the right. Shot coming in over the top though.
Deck, I've spoke to my referees, Assessor, the delegate. I've been informed the half-time break has come and gone.
Oh.
We're into the second half.
I see. Nice of them to tell us. Maybe that substitution thing was the half-time break. Most unorthodox half-time break. Anyway, suits the occasion in some respects. Jason Byrne flicks the header and runs straight through the goal. So we're playing right through then. Shelbourne leading by 3 goals to 0. Shelbourne's YouTube channel. And coming up after this game here at Tolka Park is a Q&A session with some of the legends who have been involved in this afternoon's game, sharing their thoughts and their memories and stories about this fantastic venue over the years and their playing careers in the red shirt of Shelbourne Football Club. Something to look forward to a little bit later on. An afternoon of nostalgia on this bank holiday Saturday. No doubt talk of the current title race might break out as well with some of the individuals that are involved. Header out for a corner to Drums on this near side. A moment of danger as the ball was whipped in there from the left hand side. Can they get something back from this set piece? Comes to the danger area, header away. Jason Byrne now takes it up. Desi Baker out left hand side. That's exactly where it goes. There's nobody in the middle. Byrne is trying his best to get in there. Still Desi Baker, right foot the ball across towards the penalty spot.
Oh, Noelle Murray territory.
Murray has a shot. Oh, keeper's body was well behind it. Good effort that by Noelle.
It's great to see Noelle and Jason playing together. Prolific and probably scored some of the best goals this ground has seen in its 100-year history.
Joey O'Brien, ex-Drumcondra man. Richie Baker, Jason Byrne, lays it off for Baker down the right hand side once again. Murray's coming through the middle, as is Desi Baker on the far side as well. It's walking it across to him. That's what Jason was attempting to do. With the ball cannons off the galvanised roof of the main stand. Hasn't come back onto the pitch with a new ball. 56 minutes officially played. Shelbourne leading by 3 goals to 0. The half-time break consisted of about 22 substitutions. And no break as such. Just carrying on. Murray now. Jason Byrne. Joey O'Brien is out on the attacking wing-back position on the right if he decides to go there. Byrne comes through the middle instead towards 𝗖𝗍𝗍𝗍 Baker. Richie back to 𝗖𝗍𝗍.
Oh.
Just couldn't keep it down. Lovely piece of interchange football there between the brothers.
Quickest feet in Tolka Park were always Richie Baker's. What a magical player in his day.
Dazzling Richie.
Richie marauding down the wing. He was such a clever and classy player.
Yeah, a double winner with Shels in the year 2000. What an immense team that was too. You think about it over the years. Carefully established by Darren 𝗖𝗍𝗁. Alan Matthews, of course, was the assistant back in the day. Offside there for Drums. An opportunity for Shels to get in the way.
If you haven't been able to join us so far today, the Q&A in the bar will be exclusively for the people who are in attendance. It'll be an off-air celebration. Declan Drake will be hosting. Declan, you've some panels of legends put together.
Lovely, looking forward to it, Darren, I have to say. We'll have a good afternoon's chat. Is Joey O'Brien now down the right-hand side for Shelbourne. The assistant manager all the way across the face of the goal. Bounces in the 6-yard box and comes way out into the player now in the right-back position, just down in front of us for Drumcondra. No chance of Dermot Keeley joining us, is there? Any chance?
I imagine Dermot is inlands already enjoying himself.
Absolutely. Watching us on YouTube, wouldn't you think? Maybe waiting for the Premier League to start this afternoon. Do we know anything about this time situation, Darren? Are they going to play 90 minutes? Is it 2 periods of 30 or what way?
Looks like it'll be the full 90, Deck.
Looks like it'll be the full 90, yeah. We're not entirely sure of that, but we were expecting a break at half time. We didn't get it, so please bear with us, folks.
I think it's one of those, Deck. It's the nature of some of those legends. If they stop moving for 15 minutes, they may not start moving again. So
we need them in the bar afterwards.
Yes.
That's the crucial thing. As they say, the off-air conversations are always the best ones. Jason Byrne, formerly of Bray Wanderers, Shelbourne and Bohemian Football Club. Right on the far side to Joey O'Brien, a man who graced the Premier League with West Ham. Good ball played out towards Richie Baker. Did he have a spell in England, Richie? Can't remember.
Richie had a spell. He was in the States for a wee while.
Okay.
Came from Stella Maris.
No, 𝗍𝗍𝗍 had with Manchester United back in the day, before he came home. Joey O'Brien sweeping it out towards the left-hand side, and it might come to 𝗍𝗍𝗍. No, not on this occasion. Good covering by the Drums defender. So back to his goalkeeper. Officially, the hour mark has been passed. It's Shelbourne leading here by 3-0 on this bank holiday special on Shelbourne's YouTube channel to celebrate 100 years of Tolka Park. If you were asked, Darren, of one particular moment in your experience and involvement with Shelbourne, but as a support, hold on, here come Drums down the attacking left. One man racing through the middle. If you can pick him out somehow, won't be able to do that. Shelbourne can break up that particular attack there now with Joey O'Brien goes for the return pass. And here come the Reds down the attacking left-hand side now. And they decide to go through the middle with Jason Byrne. Holds it up well, Jason.
I think we might be approaching rolling subs territory, Deck.
Here we go back.
Oh, there's a handball there, but
no play on. Have they had the ball? Why stop it, I suppose? Good advantage play by the referee there. Lovely piece of play. And we're back out to Jason Byrne on the right. Whips the cross across. No, 𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍, you're not in Crow Park.
I think I confused them, Deck. confused myself.
Confused them. Yeah, but I was just asking you there, you know, in your time as a supporter of Shelbourne Football Club and being involved in the media side, as a seagull joins us on the pitch, probably in celebration of Jason Byrne, the Bray Wanderers days. Any particular moment that stands out for you here at Tolka Park over the years? If you're Preston 1?
Probably recency bias comes into play, Deck, but I have to admit that the last few years have been brilliant. It felt like during the so-called glory years of the noughties, there was always probably a feeling that there was an insecurity there and it could collapse. It was maybe a house of cards, but it feels like what's being built here is much more stable, it's much more long-term, and it's packed full of people who are determined to build.
𝗖𝗲 Baker shoots. Ooh, keeper got his hand to it. Fine fingertip save away by the goalkeeper.
A special guest joining us in the gantry. I wonder will he join us on commentary? David McAllister, a warm welcome.
He'll never say no. Davey, good to see you, mate.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for joining us. You're enjoying your afternoon in Tolka.
I missed the first half now with the traffic getting from training. I had to collect the kids, but I'm looking forward to the second half.
Oh, you missed some good football. You missed 𝗬𝗿𝗇. He's prime as his shot comes in. 𝗬𝗍 in there, battling away. Yeah, we had a crazy situation. We had the starting 11, and after about half an hour, they changed nearly the whole lot of them. And we have no half-time break, and we don't know what we're doing here, but not to worry. We're enjoying.
How did the gaffer get on in the first half?
Oh, a couple of good touches.
Nice.
Yeah, a couple of good touches, all right. And he's enjoying himself. Enjoying the occasion.
Joey O'Brien cut out there again, was he?
Not like him.
Luke Burns dropped the anchor there at the back. You'd never guess he only retired a couple of months ago.
That's going to run harmlessly out of play for a throw to Drumcondra FC.
A few more subs looking at coming on here again. Paul Skinner back in.
Paul Skinner back in, yeah.
Might see a few goals now.
OLLIE CAHILL might be coming back on. Tony Sheridan perhaps. Is that a Wes maybe as well? Mark Rutherford warming up again. We could have the original starting 11 back on again for whatever's left in this game. Shelbourne leading by 3-0. Well worth the lead as well. Davey, great times for Shelbourne Football Club at the moment.
Yeah,
on the brink of that league title, and the excitement of the next week is going to be palpable around this place.
And that's it, one to go. We'll just focus on that one for now.
And of course, as we say, it mightn't even go that far, because it could all be over tomorrow.
Who knows?
That's an interesting point, actually, as a player. I mean, from a Dundalk perspective, nothing to play for, relegated, only pride. What type of approach will they bring to it tomorrow, do you think?
To be honest, yeah, I'm not too sure. You look at Drogheda yesterday, so you have that freedom to play with. You're not too worried about the result. You can play with a bit of freedom, and strange things happen in them games.
Shot coming in. Yeah, I suppose a lot of guys playing for contracts in different clubs and that as well for next season, and they're on live television, so there's an opportunity for them as well. But it's going to be an interesting afternoon on the artificial pitch in Oriel Park at 5:45 tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, forget that Liverpool-Arsenal thing. It's all about Rovers and Dundalk tomorrow.
I know which one I'll be watching anyway.
Here come the Reds again. Ball played on the right-hand side now to Richie Baker. Joey O'Brien is on the overlap on the right, comes back in field.
Fairly slowly on that overlap as well.
Yeah, another stoppage in play while the substitutions are being made. There's Bobby Brown coming on. What is going on? Yeah, we don't know, so.
Luke Byrne looks to get the shepherd's hook there again. He's well used to that in his career anyway.
Those guys look as if they can still do a job, Davey. Wes Hoolahan in the first 20 minutes, I mean, the touches, the movement.
Well, Mark Rutherford now, he'd still get a game in the Premier Division.
Mark was doing well, yeah, Mark was doing well. Tony Sheridan still had the touch. And
how was Wezzo now? I missed Wezzo. Was he pulling the strings?
Absolutely sharp. I think I was reading during the week that he was involved with Doncaster City or somewhere like that at the moment, made a couple of appearances for them this season. Still involved in the professional game, but a tremendous example to any youngster really, playing for schoolboy football clubs like he was with 𝗍𝗿𝗍 before he came to Tolka, and the pathway into professional football. It's happening a lot more now because the league is a lot more professional than it was when he was here before.
Yeah.
But still, a tremendous leader and a tremendous promoter.
I think he moved with the times as well. He came into train with us at Shamrock Rovers when I was there, and the condition he kept himself in was unbelievable. I think he'd given up red meat at the time and was really looking after his body to make sure he played. I think he finished up when he was 40 when he retired, so unbelievable career.
His hair was a bit longer too. I remember when he was playing for Cambridge in his last couple of games. He's back on the pitch. 𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗏 is back on the pitch. Hope he does better than he did when he played before. The lads waving to Davey in the box here.
Paul Skinner going in goals now.
Skinner going in goals.
I wouldn't be surprised if this one finishes 3-0.
He'll be delighted with your contribution and commentary so far. Singling out the goalkeeper.
No sign of the gaffer. The gaffer hasn't come back out yet.
That's him running 11, is it not?
Oh yeah, he's stretching away there.
He's stretching away. Yeah, he's going to the pre-match, going to the routine. Yeah. The man, of course, who Blackburn Rovers, Fulham amongst others as well. Was he in that Europa League, or not Europa League, UEFA Cup run at that time?
Yeah,
when Roy
Fulham,
Hodgson was in charge.
Yeah, he was.
Memorable season in West London for Fulham. A beautiful ground to go to, Craven Cottage. Always was a pleasure to go there, watch football. Never got to see Damien play there, but been there a few times. Well recommended.
𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗏 going into centre back by the looks of things with David O'Connor, the old
Stewie,
CEO.
Stewie might play better at centre back than he was at left back.
Really, yeah.
In the first half. Tony Sheridan. The only thing I'm glad about is there's so many more recognisable faces out there in red shirts. It's a great help. Damien Duff, OLLIE CAHILL.
Keep things simple.
Keep things simple is right, yeah. 𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗏, Joey O'Brien.
Look forward, Joe. Stop passing backwards.
He was used to that. He played for West Ham. Tony Sheridan, ex-Coventry City. Misses out on Damien Duff, 100 times plus cap for the Republic of Ireland, and comes back to Joey O'Brien again.
Joe,
this is Wes now in the centre circle. Can't get past the block challenge there, and Drums have it back once again. Yes, Shelbourne's league home season completed last night with the victory over Drogheda here. Now there's a chance for them. Good challenge coming in, and 𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗏 on the edge of the penalty area to OLLIE CAHILL. Joey O'Brien now, Rutherford peeling away at right back, or advanced wing back as they call them these days. HOOLAHAN, Rutherford. Played a memorable part in that 6-4 Centenary massacre all those years ago for Shamrock Rovers, for Bohemians. 𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗏, Skinner.
David O'Connor. I spent a few days in the casino with David O'Connor over in Ghana, so I'll tell you a few stories about him.
We're off air in the bar later, so we can certainly
I'll save them for that.
We can certainly discuss that. Joey O'Brien, Damien Duff,
nice gaffer.
Stephen Geoghegan, Wes Hoolahan, Mark Rutherford, back for Hoolahan. Oh, lovely trickery by Wes. Plays the Duff, can't find Hoolahan coming forward on his right in support, but Hoolahan has won it back well. Certainly lightening up Tolka Park. Great ball played across. Nobody in that particular position to take it down, but chasing it down. He's not going to be able to chase it down. It's going to play for a throw on the far side. We were saying to the lads earlier on, a word for Pat Byrne's thoughts, because of course he's Shamrock Rovers legend, 4 in a row and all that, and managed Shelbourne to win the league here, co-managed them all those years ago. So I wonder what's going through his mind for this particular weekend in terms of his 2 former clubs.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still a red at heart. I'm sure he still wants us to do it.
Yeah, he'll say that here. If we met him in Tala later on, it'll be another story.
Yeah.
Rutherford.
Nice
Hoolahan down the right-hand side. Can he make it? Yes, he can. Oh, lovely touch. The defender just whips it out for a corner kick. Joey O'Brien playing it out to Wes to take it. Well, OLLIE CAHILL is coming short for it. Finds the Tipperary native. Hoolahan again. Rutherford. Lovely attempt for Rutherford. Oh, off the crossbar. Curling on the left foot. Mark Rutherford. It was nestling. We thought it was going to nestle in the top left-hand corner as we look at it, but didn't quite reach it, as the bar denied him and denied Shelbourne a 4th. But you can still see the touches in Wales, you know. It's just class.
Lovely, yeah.
Class is permanent, as they say. Here come drums again, broken up though by Stuart Byrne, Ollie Cahill. Such a crying shame Wes never won more caps for Ireland. Really is. And, 𝗖𝗲𝗍𝗍 Trapattoni amongst others responsible for that.
Nice
Damien
Wes.
Duff now for
GEOGHEGAN
plays it to Wes. Oh, he's pulled it back. Ball ends up in the back of the net. Wes doesn't know it's not going to count.
Some finish.
It was some finish. The arms are outrageous. What did I do, ref?
With his bad foot as well. If he has one.
If he has one, yeah. Anyway, play continues. The clock is now stopped, so we don't know what's left or what's gone. But anyway, 3-0, and we can tell you that much. On a special afternoon here at Tolka Park. Dave McAllister joined us in the studio, or in the commentary position here.
Chance.
Shot come in. Can he get one back here? All the way across. No.
Brilliant by Joey O'Brien.
Cleared away to Wes Hoolahan. You had a spell at Shrewsbury, Dave, didn't you?
That's right,
yeah. A ground that, of course, saw European football during the course of the week. TNS. Great club, Shrewsbury, over the years. Now this is Mark Rutherford down the right-hand side. Still Rutherford going. Beautiful footwork by Mark Rutherford. Back to Tony Sheridan. Duff is there in support. Sheridan holding up the ball, waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Duff is there now to take it up. Rutherford in front of him, but he might be going cross-field into the centre. It was meant for Ollie Cahill, and Cahill tries to win it back, but Stuart Byrne is there just to shepherd it out of play for a throw. Yeah, the old gay meadow of Shrewsbury, long since gone, of course. One of the great iconic football grounds in the UK that's disappeared over the years to be replaced by modern stadiums. Oh, it's all over.
That's it.
Hey! Happy days. Shelbourne Legends win by 3-0. What an afternoon.
Into the bar now.
Into the bar now. The handshakes all round from the Legends. And what can you say? A really enjoyable afternoon in the presence of an Uachtaráin, Michael D. Higgins. And we think it's all over. The handshakes there. The players are still on the pitch.
Calling the ref or something here, are they?
We think it's all over. So what is happening here? It's over, is it? Oh, Shero says it's over, so it must be over.
He wants a point, that man.
He wants a point, yeah. No, we're I don't know. Oh, we've got a spectator on the pitch as a player. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we're back live anyway.
This is the strangest commentary I've ever done. If I get another job after this, I'll be lucky. Tony Sherry, what is going on? Yeah, we're asking ourselves that. Looked as if it was all over. We thought it was all over. There was handshakes all around, but now we're playing on. Here's Hoolahan now on the left-hand side. That's the only thing we can tell you about for sure. Is Hoolahan is on the ball to Mark Rutherford. Can't get past the defender there, but Shels have it back with Damien Duff. This now is Tony Sheridan. Sheridan away to Joey O'Brien on the far side. Stuart Byrne. Rutherford. Still Rutherford coming forward. Tries to walk it in. It's brilliant from Mark Rutherford. Iconic, rolling back the years, and the finish into the far corner. It's 4-0 Shelbourne Legends.
Brings back good memories, that does, seeing Mark doing that. Skinning his full back and then finishing.
Yeah.
The man hasn't aged a day.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Even though the match finished 5 minutes ago, that's the 4th goal.
Did it in a few club shirts over the years, of course.
The great Mark Rutherford.
The play continues. We've no idea what's gone. We've no idea how much is left. All we can tell you is it's 4-0 to Shelbourne. Mark Rutherford with the latest goal for the Legends of Tolka Park. Could be in for a long afternoon and evening here at Tolka Park once the full-time whistle eventually goes. We have a Q&A with the legends that have been involved in this afternoon's game coming up in the bar. I understand that Dave McAllister is on the legends list, although how he got on it we're not quite sure, but he got on it.
A knee injury kept me out.
I think he knows the doorman.
Yeah.
It's got out of play for a throw on the far side. Well, what an occasion. I mean, it was bank holiday afternoon and Saturday afternoon in October, and a great innovative idea to have this particular commemorative game here this afternoon, the occasion coming up afterwards as well. And fair play to those that have organised it.
It's a brilliant, brilliant and a brilliant ground as well. Great memories here.
And of course the mood helped by last night's result.
Of course, yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
And what might happen? It couldn't have taken place next Saturday, I don't think. Anyway, drums play in. No, keeper is there.
Well, Skinner held on to it for the change.
Ollie Cahill.
Effortless for Ollie.
Yeah. Cahill again. Looks like he's wearing a Liverpool shirt from the 90s with the round neck.
Here's Luke Byrne.
Luke Byrne, the technical director at Shelbourne Football Club, to 𝗬𝗏_Hoolahan. A man who almost came back to Shelbourne a couple of years ago to complete his career. Didn't quite come off that move, unfortunately, for club and for Wes at that particular time. Skinner now. Out on this near side to Stewie Byrne of the Irish Mirror and RTE. Formerly of Shelbourne Football Club, St Patrick's Athletic, Longford Town, of course, as well in the day. Cal started with Cork City before coming to Shelbourne. Damien Duff, where hasn't he been? Moving from the north of England to the plush suburbs of West London in his time. Hoolahan.
Nice Wes.
Wes, well used to playing in the yellow shirt, having he finished his career with Cambridge United in the Football League in England. These drums boys are still playing. They're enjoying their afternoon, the opportunity to play not only at Tolka Park, but play against some really top-class players.
Played him on side there, to be honest.
And now we have another whistle going. It looks as if it might be full-time this time. More handshakes all round. We're not sure. Stay with us. The answer will come. Damien Duff shaking hands with Tony Sheridan.
I think the final score is Shelbourne 4, Drumcondra 0. Welcome to both teams.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
I think we're
Brilliant.
done. I think we're done. Dave, good to see you.
Good day. Thanks very much.
See you inside later on
see
the
you
shore.
at the bar, yeah.
Dave McAllister there joining us on co-commentary. The presentation of the cup will come up now shortly here at Tolka Park. Shelbourne winning by 4-0. It's been a pleasure to be with you this afternoon on our broadcast on the Shelbourne YouTube page. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Damien Duff going down the line, shaking hands with all the players. A man who, when he came back to Irish football as manager of Shelbourne, certainly raised a few eyebrows, got the team to a cup final. Unfortunately, didn't work out so well that particular day, but since then he has built and built, taken Shelbourne into European football last season, qualifying last season for this season, and has secured it again as a minimum for next season. But of course, wants it to be in the Champions League. And we'll know the answer to that, as we say, possibly tomorrow evening, if not, from a Shelbourne perspective, certainly next Friday evening at the Ryan McBride Brandywell Stadium when they face Derry City. They're long-time challengers for this title on the last night of the regular season. 36 games will have been played. It's amazing how quick time goes by as well. Doesn't seem that long ago since the season actually started. But here we are at the end of it. And of course the cup final to look forward to as well, between 𝗬𝗏 and Derry City at the 𝗖𝗏𝗍 Stadium on the 10th of November. So the legends have performed here. Pat Byrne out there on that pitch that he would have graced many as a time as a player, and of course managing the club here to that league title in the early 90s. And the photographers are there and the people with their cameras to capture this moment. A lot of these drums guys won't forget this, being on the same pitch as so many Shelbourne greats. And a few Republic of Ireland internationals as well. Duff, O'Brien, Jason Byrne, 𝗬𝗏_Hoolahan.
Much beloved by everyone here at Tolka Park, so it's nice to be able to remember Peter here today about the presentation of the Peter O'Connor Cup.
The Peter O'Connor Cup will now shortly be presented to the winners of this afternoon's game. Of course, everybody at Tolka hoping that there's a significantly bigger trophy here next week when it makes its way back down from Derry. But as Darren said earlier on, about 1,000 people or so here this afternoon. There was no admission charge for the game, but donations to charities were being accepted, and the people have responded in some style by coming out here this afternoon as well for the Peter O'Connor Cup.
So the captain of the winning team, I believe, is well, it was Pearl, it's still Pearl, is it?
Pearl Slattery is the captain, is she, of the Shelburne side this afternoon? That's what Noel is saying on the PA anyway. We'll see who comes and accepts the trophy. Michael D. Higgins, the president, is there. Pearl Slattery, Cup winner with Shelburne Football Club, comes to accept the Peter O'Connor Cup on behalf of the Legends. A standing ovation for Pearl, and rightly so, in the stands at Tolka Park for her service to Shelburne over the years and the memories of winning the cups and leagues. Proud moment for her here as she accepts the cup from Anuptaran Michael D. Higgins. A man who will be no doubt at the 𝗖𝗍𝗍 Stadium in 2 weeks' time for the cup final. There it is, Pearl Slattery raises the Peter O'Connor Cup in triumph as the Shelburne Legends defeat the Drumcondra Legends by 4-0 here at Tolka Park. Thank you very much indeed for your company with us this afternoon on the Shelburne YouTube channel. We hope to be talking to you again fairly soon, but from all of us here at Tolka Park on this Bank Holiday Saturday, until we speak again, take care and God bless.
Very good afternoon and safe home.
We just take this opportunity to wish the Shelburne team every success next Friday night against Derry City at the Ryan McBride Brandywell Stadium in their final game of the league season. Well, a special afternoon here at Tolka Park, and special photographs as well for the fans of all these legends in the one pitch at the one time. Those that have graced it so well over the years, winning leagues, winning FAI Cups. And shortly the action will take itself to the Tolka Park bar for the post-match question and answer session. But we take this opportunity of wishing the current Shelburne squad, managed by Damien Duff and Joey O'Brien, every success next Friday night as they make the long and arduous trip to the Ryan McBride Brandywell Stadium to take on Derry City in their final game of this season's SSE 𝗧cie League campaign. Again, just to remind you, it may not be necessary to do anything in that game next week if Shamrock Rovers don't beat Dundalk at Oriel Park tomorrow. But that's it from Tolka Park. The Legends make their way off the pitch, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.